Tonight on a special edition of WLFI News 18.
The COVID-19 vaccine is very safe and very effective.
We're looking ahead to a promising and bright future for our community, but still so many unknowns when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic outlook.
It's something that I want to do in my heart. I want to help people. I would never waver in any way.
The issues that impact you and your family, the vaccine concerns, the plan for local schools, the return of summer fairs and festivals. Experts in our studio to answer your questions live.
It's about getting the word out and getting misinformation addressed.
COVID-19, a return to normal, starts right now.
This is a News 18 special report. COVID, a return to normal. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
And good evening, I'm Jeff Smith.
And I'm Meredith Hackler. Thanks so much for joining us for our special COVID, a return to normal. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected every aspect of our lives. As things slowly start to return to normal, we're breaking down what that will look like.
We'll discuss complications with the COVID-19 vaccines and what the summer could look like for local business owners. Our experts are also here to answer some questions that you have about the future. We start those conversations tonight with Purdue University's plans surrounding COVID-19 as we get closer to graduation and a new school year. As of right now, the university continues working with state and local health officials as they monitor the overall health of the student body. As of this month, more than 17,000 students have received at least one dose of the vaccine. That's through the clinic held at the Cordova Recreational Facility on campus. And while some schools across the country are already announcing that they'll require students to be fully vaccinated before they return to campus for the fall semester, Willie Reed at Purdue University says Purdue won't make that decision quite yet, but they do plan to make the decision in the near future.
Certainly, we want to make it soon enough so that everyone's fully aware of what to expect before they would, of course, come to campus. So I would hope that that decision would be made early summer.
Reed says a number of factors will go into determining if Purdue will continue to offer its vaccination clinic during the fall semester. The university will continue to monitor the coronavirus within the student population, and they'll also consider what is going on with the general population here in Tippecanoe County. And local health experts say people in Tippecanoe County shouldn't fear adverse reactions from the COVID-19 vaccine. As
News 18's Joe Paul reports, they say the benefits far outweigh the possible side effects.
Just outstanding efficacy and safety.
That's how Dr. Thomas Meyer, an infectious diseases specialist at IU Health Arnett, describes the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. But the shots do come with some mild yet common side effects.
You can have aches and be tired and maybe have headaches or chills, fevers.
But Myers says that's good news. The vaccine is working.
That's your body developing a good immune response to the vaccine, which is what protects you. So it's a good kind of discomfort in a way.
The federal government recently paused the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for more severe reactions after 6 women who received the shot developed blood clots. That's adding to concerns about vaccine complications.
The COVID-19 vaccine is very safe and very effective.
Libby Richards, an associate professor of nursing at Purdue University, is concerned about what she calls vaccine hesitancy. She says herd immunity can't be achieved unless a large percentage of the community is vaccinated.
To protect our communities and our families, we need to achieve a high vaccination rate.
She says vaccine supply was a roadblock to reaching herd immunity, but she applauded Indiana's efforts to make the shot available. Now demand is the limiting factor.
They're doing their job, and now we need to do our job and get vaccinated. We definitely have vaccine supply. Now we need arms to put them in.
She says the benefits of the shot far outweigh any potential complications.
Being hospitalized is very risky, and the outcomes of COVID-19 infection are quite severe.
Rodney Wan, administrator for the Clinton County Health Department, says demand has fallen off at his rural clinic after younger age groups became eligible. The department accepted walk-in appointments at a recent pop-up clinic to make the shot more convenient.
Demand is weakening, so we want to use every opportunity to make sure we're available and can use all doses.
Wan says vaccine hesitancy will be among his biggest challenges moving forward.
It's about getting the word out and getting misinformation addressed so that more folks will make that educated decision that perhaps it's best for them to get the vaccine.
Reporting in Tippecanoe County, Joe Paul, News 18.
And Myers says more research is needed to confirm the connection between blood clots and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. More than 7 million people nationwide have received the J&J shot.
We asked viewers to submit questions for our experts this evening, and we've gotten some good ones. Dr. James Bean is the Chief Medical Officer of IU Health Arnett. He joins us now to answer some of those questions about the vaccine. First off, Dr. Bean, we just want to thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, the first question comes from Chris June. Can vaccinated people transmit the virus to unvaccinated people?
The answer to that question is yes. We know the vaccine is incredibly effective, as we've just reviewed in those reports, at preventing serious disease and hospitalization, and even moderate and mild disease in people who've received the vaccine. But it's not perfect in preventing us from acquiring the germ and carrying it on us, maybe even asymptomatically. So though the risk is small, it's possible that someone who's been vaccinated could still carry the virus and therefore transmit it to at-risk unvaccinated individuals. So for that reason, the recommendations for mask wearing, the advisory that's still in place, and the mandate that's in West Lafayette and other organizations is persisting.
Sure, and now this question came from kind of a variety of questions that we got from viewers, and we kind of combined it into one. Are there any type of medications or conditions that impact the effectiveness of the vaccine?
It's a really good question. The general recommendation is that everybody older than 16 is eligible to receive the vaccine regardless your underlying conditions or the medicines that you're on. I think theoretically it's possible that there would be a medication that might impact the response to the vaccine, but that doesn't mean somebody on those immune medications shouldn't get the vaccine. And I encourage people to talk with their own physician about perhaps the timing of the vaccine related to their medication dosage. The strong recommendation is everybody who's 16 and older is eligible unless you have a serious allergic reaction to the vaccine.
Sure, and I know that questions surrounding pregnant women have been a topic of discussion since the COVID-19 pandemic began. So is it safe and recommended for women who have recently given birth and are nursing to receive the vaccine? That question came from Catherine Watson.
Yeah, another really important question, and absolutely the answer to that is yes. We've learned a lot in the last 6 months or so since the vaccines have come out and from the earlier studies. We know that pregnant women are at higher risk of natural COVID disease, of a serious complication from COVID disease, so they should receive vaccine if they haven't prior to getting pregnant. And then there's even some potential benefit for a newborn infant in receiving immunoglobulins during nursing from a mother who's been vaccinated. So strong yes, and reassurance that vaccination in pregnancy is absolutely something people should do.
Sure, and I have time for one more question. I know earlier we were kind of discussing, the percentage of people in Tippecanoe County that have been vaccinated. What is that number, and what does that mean for our community here locally when it comes to, some things opening back up?
Yeah, so the number is right now around a quarter of residents of Tippecanoe County have been fully vaccinated, and many more than that have begun the path and so have gotten their first dose. So actually, I think that's really encouraging news. We have tens of thousands of people around us who are fully vaccinated and many more who are on their way to being fully vaccinated. And we need more than that, as we heard in the previous stories, for full herd immunity, but we're on a good path, and it's becoming easier almost every day to find a site that has available vaccine.
Definitely something that people can look forward to as we move forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Bean.
Thank you.
Well, nearly a third of U.S. residents are now fully vaccinated against the coronavirus, but questions still linger for the millions of people who haven't gotten the shot.
Tippecanoe County's Public Health Officer, Dr. Jeremy Adler, is here next with some of those answers when we come back.